Ah, good day, traveler. Enjoying the evening air? So lively it seems, carrying the river's rhythm throughout the trees. Please, make yourself comfortable and unload your burdens. You'll not find a safer haven than mine. There is, however, a small village just north of here, if you're looking for a more accommodating place to sleep. Perhaps you've heard of it? A humble hamlet by the name of Linstead? There's an old tale born from the bashful little town. I can recount it for you if you'd like. I'll take that glossy-eyed look as a yes. At the very edge of Linstead, a single wooden hut sat peeking over the river. On its dock, 2 aged anglers sat, from dawn till dusk, day after day. An old couple, who needed nothing more than a line in the water and the company of the other. Many neighbors visited often, buying the freshest catch and trading sprightly words over the soft stream below. Each day was the same for the beloved, and they wouldn't have it any other way. But all good things must come to an end, and when the eternal gate finally bid passage, one was left behind. Heartless the dock sat, devoid of the laughter and tender warmth that had blessed it, rain or shine. The scent of freshwater fish now overrun by the aroma of alcohol and posies. Every day, after the town's sorrowful goodbyes, the dock endured the weight of its loss, alone, vacant, neither of the lovers left to levy. Despite the river's gracious flow, the biting beloved remained alone, locked away in the shell of a past life's home. After not a sign for a week and a day, the village assumed they'd passed away. But one young trapper, who missed their conversations, decided to spearhead a search into the lonely cabin. Inside, the lovers sat, weary and weak. The only items left not caked in dust, the chair and the bed, the bare necessities for a surrendered soul. With the ashen hearth forgotten, it was clear to the youth that they hadn't so much as grazed a meal, just as much that they had felt no hunger to satiate. Upon seeing the soul in such horrible sallow, they posed a single question. In a hushed voice, though they knew the answer, they asked if just to hear the fisher speak. I haven't seen you in over a week. You've wept for your beloved, and I know it aches to the core. But please tell me, my friend, what leaves you so forlorn? My craft has lost its meaning, child, loosed their leaden lips. I now fish alone, with no company or conversation. Thus, I've no reason to offer my line to the water. An understandable plight, with the loss of a love. But the trapper had a solution, one that could benefit both. Well, I miss your great catches, as well as our chances to chat. If you would have me, perhaps you could show me how to cast a line of my own. With this, the bereaved beloved finally stirred, and slowly churned the thought in their mind. The hours are odd, and the bounty is without promise, they warned. The trapper replied with a warm smile. My profession has a similar set of rules, I assure you. I'll be ready whenever you ask for me. Thus, they each made a promise, and kept to it the very next morning. Over the coming months, the 2 anglers took any free moment they had to discuss the distinction between hooks, baits, and ties. They debated the art down to the hour each fish hooked best, and caught every kind but one. One that the angler lamented upon, with wistful nostalgia. A breed like none we'd seen before, wizened eyes creased as they recalled the bookmarked chapters of their youth. A beautiful rainbow, reflected off stardust scales under sunrise. That was the only time he would see it, the moment the sun rose again. Together, the lovers had spent decades sitting side by side, each dawn half-heartedly hoping for a hook, yet blissfully content to find themselves empty-handed. "It's a shame, I suppose," lamented the mentor. "I hoped we'd catch it someday soon, before we reeled in our lines for good." But where the teacher sowed defeat, the student reaped determination. "Well, one of you remains," the apprentice proposed, "and it takes just as many lines in the water." Yet, despite their best efforts, triumph eluded them, as did the years. Before they knew it, the student grew to master, the master to friend, and walks to the dock degraded into 2 feet, traveling for 4. Towards the end, there was only ever 1 line in the water. But one particularly difficult day, the tired old fisher insisted on casting beside their pupil. They caught not a single fish that day, but delighted in each other's company until long after dusk. Finally, when they had nothing left to say, they called it a day. As the trapper went to pull up his friend's line, he was stopped short by his mentor's dismissive tone. "Leave it tonight," they professed. "Who knows? Maybe you'll find something there in the morning." And as the companions parted ways once more, the elder tucked warmly in their bed, they exchanged only 2 words. 2 words that bled the truth and cleaned the wound. "Thank you." The next day, when they heard their confidant had passed, the young fisher's feet carried them to the dock, whilst their mind wandered elsewhere. With a solemn smile they noticed the rod, still trying its luck at the edge of the ancient wooden island. With pride, they pulled up the last cast of a true fisher and a truer friend, only to find it empty once again. However, deep into the river, a shimmering rainbow beckoned. A defiant glimmer of starlight against the light of dawn from not 1, but 2 fabled fish. Together, they spiraled upwards from the depths, blessing the open air with an illustrious splash, and began to weave their way up the river. The angler saw them off, watching them fade into the waves. 2 souls, twirling eternally, a legend in twain. Lovely, isn't it? A tale of 2 lovers whose eternal bond is born anew in the river they found peace on, during life and further still. Well, I best be on my way. Places to be, stories to tell. The fire is all yours, my friend. Take care, take your time, and remember, while the ideal bond is inseparable, the truest bonds can be torn apart and scattered across time, but they will never be broken. Adieu,